Hello everyone, welcome back. So, I have managed to get my hands on some worms. Funnily enough, from the same person that I bought them maybe 3 years ago, which is amazing. And yeah, I started off with 300 worms last time. I bought the same amount. And in 2 years, I don't know if some of you guys will know this, and newer viewers know won't, but I actually ended up growing my colony to about 1 million worms. So I'm just wondering if I could do it again. I'm gonna start slow, and I'm surprised actually. I literally just got back from picking up the worms. The last time I bought them, they came in a small plastic tub, and this time they've come in a big white, like a polystyrene box. So as a ready set worm farm, I will transfer them, but let's take a look. So as you can see, they've done this solid. So I haven't looked, I haven't checked, nothing. This is my first time I've opened the box. So it's interesting, they've got it set up as a, oh, there you go, some life signs of worms immediately. Oh, I've missed the smell of worms. Oh, there's something there as well, hold on. It looks like a little earwig. Oops, hello. So interesting. That's not a worm, that's just a piece of rubber band. So cool. I haven't got any gloves on and I want to put my hands inside. The one thing I do remember now though, was the last time I got worms from this guy was, I think it was a banana peel or something. His bed was a little bit wet for my liking. I will transfer them from this. Let me just put some gloves on and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so first things first, let's just remove this cardboard from here. This bed is definitely a bit too wet for my liking. It's almost like mud, and there's loads of roots and bits and pieces, which I don't mind, but yeah, super wet. Hello, little fella. Twigs and but it's quite matted. There are a whole bunch of worms, but they're not very big. They're quite small, and this is super wet. I mean, I don't mind wigs in it, but it's too much. I'm just going to remove those for now. Yeah, we need to fix this bed for sure. I appreciate them giving it in a bed, but it's just, I have no idea what they put in this bed. Okie dokie, well, that looks like, I don't know, something. It's not a banana, it's a stem of some sort, and it's got loads of worms in there. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a big job to get these guys out of there. There's some melon peel. So they've got food, it's just a bit wet for my liking. Right, I'm going to sign off. I will try to remove some of these twigs. It's way too much, look how matted that is. And make sure there's no worms in there, and I'll get back to you. And I'll sign back on again. Okay, so we've got some good news and bad news. The good news is, I mean, just look at this big pile of crap, basically. Um, Twigs and stems and God knows what else, and lots of cardboard. I've also found what I believe is banana trunk, like the banana plant. This bed is super moist and it's super packed. I think he just picked up the colony and just gave me everything inside. There's baby worms in here, there's everything. The good news is that I was starting to, as I was like clearing that stuff up, I mean, there's still worms in there, baby worms moving around. I can see them now, which I'll just let them drop down and then I'll harvest them later. But that little box in there, I put some compost in. But if I was to lift up these, there are 300 worms in here, and if I lift this up, there's got to be a couple of thousand worms from past experience in this bin. So but it's super wet. Like, I can't explain to you how wet it is. It's not dripping, but it's just super, super wet. And there's lots of cardboard in there, and there's worms all in between the cardboard. If I was to rip it open now, I'm sure we'll find some. Like here, you can see. Let's go. Oops. I just bought a new gimbal thingy, so I don't really know how to use it properly yet. Oops, as you can see from the camera. But yeah, you can see as I rip the cardboard, there's loads of worms in it. So if I was to try and pull these out and count them and everything else, it would be an absolute nightmare right now. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to feed them and try and work all this stuff out later. I don't know what the hell's going on with my gimbal. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's 300 worms in there. There must be a couple of thousand worms in here, at least. You can see. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fluff these. I mean, there's no way that I can pull this stuff out now, especially how wet it is. It's just going to take me forever. And I don't really have the time today to do that. The bed is healthy. I mean, there's sprouts in there. There's things coming up. The worms seem happy, but it's too wet for my liking. It just feels soggy and mushy, like mud rather than, I like it a little bit fluffier. So what I did was I just knocked up quickly when I went inside. I knocked up a quick oatmeal, and I have rice powder, which I bought fucking months ago and forgot about. For those of you that don't know, if you want a nice crispy finish on your fish and chips, or if you're frying breaded or battered things, then throw in a little bit of rice flour for an extra crunch. Good for fried chicken as well. Anywho, see, there's loads of worms in there. What I'm going to do is I just wanted to turn the bottom to the top. There's loads of cardboard in here. What I'm going to do to try and combat this moisture is a couple of things. I'm no longer going to be feeding these worms. I'm no longer going to be feeding these worms fresh fruit scraps. What I want to do is I want to focus on getting them big and healthy, like I did before. So I'm just going to, hello, one-handed, throw in some oatmeal. throw in some rice powder, or rice flour. To help dry that out and to give them some grit, I'm just going to give them some biochar. This is ground pulverized biochar. That's about 100 microns, so it's going to be super easy for them to eat. What this will do as well, this will take care of some of that moisture. And then last but not least, I have some homemade. This is shrimp meal, bone meal, and eggshells. So this I use for plants and garden, but a little bit in there for the old worms as well. It's not going to harm them, and it's just going to make that vermicompost and those castings just that much more nutrient dense. So that's sort of it for now. I'm going to donate these 300 worms to a friend of mine. Seeing as I paid for 300, I got 1 billion. I don't know, I am going to count them at some stage, but I need to dry this bin out for a few days. I'm not going to cover it now, I'm just going to leave it as is. And then when I come back later this afternoon, I'll try to clear it out one more time and just go from there. What I should have done really is I should have mixed in the biochar first, gave it a nice mix, tried to absorb some of that moisture, but I'll probably let these guys eat today and then tomorrow mix it up, throw some more biochar in there, and then I'll feed them again in a couple of days. But for the time being, that is going to do that. I'm just going to cover them with a piece of cardboard, just to give it some darkness. And then what I'll do is also I'll probably shred some fresh cardboard and put that in there as well to absorb some of that moisture, and it will just add some more dry bedding for them as well. Right, so just a quick one today, but yes, back in the business of worms, as far as not a business but getting them up and running. They are so beneficial and helpful in the garden. The castings are amazing. Worms are fantastic, great for composting, as you guys know. And I do want to, as I'm breeding them now and increasing the count, I want them to try and help me to speed up my actual main compost. So I'm going to be using, instead of bedding, I'm going to be using a lot of half-finished compost for these guys to try and get through. So it's going to be good. I'm excited to start the journey again, and glad that you guys are back to see it. And if you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions, you know the deal. Put them down below. I'm always here for you. And if you haven't done so, like and subscribe. You know what to do. Show your boy some love. And I'll see you on the next one.